easier. Will this ever get
Duster 131 here. Today I'm going to be telling you some ideas for a story-driven Pokemon game for like adults. Now this is the battle screen for Scarlet and Violet. Now what they could do to make the game better, because I'll only play the game, I highly doubt they're going to implement this, because Game Freak's staff are anti-consumer jerks. They're not ever gonna implement this. But if an event that one employee is listening, make a story-driven Pokemon game that is focused on the trainer and its party members. It'll be like Shin Megami Tensei. But what I'm saying is, you see this battle menu, right? You add 3 of them, and because you have a trainer party, so you'll have this trainer here, and then a trainer here, and a trainer here. And they can summon out all 3 of their Pokemon, and then obviously this will be in like groups. And I was originally going to make it 4 party members for the trainers, but you would have to manage like 24 Pokemon because each trainer can hold 6. So I'll just make it 3, and it's faithful to the anime. I don't know what the heck Game Freak is doing, but they make it seem like you can have trainers in your party, but in the game you're only traveling alone. I don't want Game Freak. I don't want to travel alone. What if I want a party with 3 trainers in it? So my idea here is you have 3 of these UIs. So imagine this, but 3 of them. So 1, 2, 3, and above here there'll be your profile or your portrait for your trainer that you customize, and then your trainer will have a health bar. Yes, your trainer will have a health bar, and your trainer will have a power points bar or a PP bar, the power points bar. So because they can also learn Pokemon moves. I want the trainer to learn Pokemon. I'm sorry, I want the trainer to fight for themselves. I don't want to only have the Pokemon. In this game, you'll fight alongside your Pokemon, and I'm pretty sure everyone would agree that's what this game needs. The ability for your trainer to fight with your Pokemon, like it is with Shin Megami Tensei, where your main character can fight alongside the demons. So you have your demons, but then again, it takes up 1 slot here, which is fine anyways. And this game, I guess it would make sense because your trainer will be part Pokemon, part human. But yeah, and also I guess the other trainers in your trainer party will be part Pokemon, part human too, because they'll be able to learn Pokemon moves. But yeah, if not, then trainers will only be able to do physical attacks, because it's supposed to be semi-realistic. So I guess in this case I'll make it so that they'll learn physical attacks. But I'm not sure. It's either physical attacks, or I have to make it where they fuse with a Pokemon, and that 3 other trainers also fuse with the Pokemon, and they can all learn Pokemon attacks. Trainers will learn 8 moves, right? So if your whole entire party dies, your trainer can still fight the Pokemon. Which Game Freak, that does not make sense. If all your Pokemon die, your trainer is still alive. Your trainer can still beat the Pokemon up. It's simple logic. If the Pokemon is an elemental Pokemon, then your trainer can use some sort of elemental attack against it, because it can now attack for himself as well. But yeah, it will be more story driven and less on catching the Pokemon, because I have to sacrifice. Of course, you have to sacrifice things when designing a new game, right? So it's basically going to be like Shin Megami Tensei and Metador and Persona's bond system, because you're not only are you bonding with Pokemon, you're bonding with the other trainers around you, like an actual JRPG. And yes, I'm sure this is what the creator could add too. But yeah, story-driven game, not focused on catching them all, which is the gameplay part, and not only well, it will be focused on battles, not only focusing on catching them. So if you want your new Game Freak, there you go. And this could be a spin-off. It doesn't have to be a mainline. You could choose to make it a mainline if you want to. But 1, 2, 3 trainers up here, and they each carry 6. And each trainer has a health bar and a power points bar, so because they can learn Pokemon moves as well. And the story will be centered around your main character and not focusing on the Pokemon themselves. You'll still defeat an organization, and yes, you'll still collect an X amount of something before defeating the final boss, like it is with most of these games, instead of this being an endless loop not focused on the story. But my idea is, yes, you make this more story driven and less catching Pokemon or catching creatures sort of thing. So it's not only focusing on completing a bestiary or Pokedex, it's more or less more story driven and more based on the trainers. But you can choose to catch them if you want. But yeah, what I'm saying is you make a Pokemon game that's an actual JRPG and that has an actual story to it, and that would be my idea. And this could be a standalone, this could be a spin-off if you want it to be a spin-off, or it could be a mainline. I would call this one Pokemon Tanzanite, and the other game could be called Pokemon Jade, because I know they like to release 2 versions, Pokemon Jade and Tanzanite. So yeah, that would be my idea for a story-driven Pokemon game that has actual story in it, and it would be inspired off of the Shin Megami Tensei franchise, because that's technically what started it all. So yeah, that's 131 signing off. Oh yeah, and before I go, I didn't add this segment in the video, but because you will have groups of Pokemon, you will also be able to catch multiple Pokemon at once. So no more of the dialogue or the game saying, oh yeah, there's too many Pokemon at once, you must catch one by one. No, you can find, in this game, you can finally throw 6, if there's 6 here, you can finally throw 6 Pokeballs at once without catching one at a time, which is annoying, Game Freak. Why do you design it that way? But yeah, you could finally do that. You could also add multiple difficulties and a trainer class and a system similar to Persona Social Links, which would be the trainer bonding system, which I mentioned earlier, that if I didn't already mention it. But trainer bonding, a trainer class system, and yeah, you can add all that into this Pokemon story-driven game. It could be a spin-off, or they could make it a spin-off or a mainline if they so choose to. And I highly doubt they're gonna implement any of these ideas, but they would be good ideas. But yeah, I already said this. So this is your trainer here. You have a trainer portrait here, health bar and PP bar, and you would have 3 of them here, and 3 Pokemon at once. And it would be like Shin Megami. It would be inspired off of Shin Megami Tensei. So, yeah. That's the one signing off. And if I missed anything, you guys can comment below.